Welcome back to Expat Money Chat. I'm Rory Vandenberg, and today I wanted to talk about financial planning for digital nomads. Kind of how to build freedom without chaos. And one of the things that inspired me for this video was I was on a recent trip with my wife to Siargao in the Philippines, and I was blown away by how many digital nomads I met. And one of the things, being a finance guy, I got chatting with these people, and one of the main things that really kind of stuck with me was, although they're living this amazing lifestyle, a lot of them are neglecting some of the really important things about long-term planning. Because ultimately, digital nomads are redefining what freedom means. Working remotely from Bali, Lisbon, Mexico City, and earning in multiple currencies from whatever it is they may be doing online. But while that lifestyle looks incredible on Instagram, and I'm sure in a lot of ways it is, most nomads make one big mistake. They ignore financial planning. In this video, I'll show you how to create a financial plan that actually works when you're moving from country to country, from tax structure and savings to insurance and investing globally. Because, if you are living in the countries that I mentioned, I think probably one of the biggest and most important things would be insurance. The last thing you want is to get into any kind of accident, touch wood, God forbid, whatever you may say. So why financial planning is different for nomads? When you live in one country, your financial life is pretty simple. You may have one bank account, maybe two, one tax system, one set of laws. As a digital nomad, that changes fast. You might earn from US clients, get paid into a Singapore account, and live in Thailand or Portugal. Suddenly, things like tax residency, currency exposure, and retirement planning can become a maze. Financial planning for nomads means building a system that stays solid no matter where you live. A structure that keeps your wealth growing, your taxes compliant, and also, your lifestyle protected. So the pillars of nomad finance, and I've broke these down into 5 points, right? I would say there are 5 key pillars that every digital nomad needs to manage. 1 would be banking and currencies. What does that mean? It means use multiple currency accounts, and the world's changed a lot. You can use the likes of Wise, Revolut, or more traditional banks like HSBC, Standard Chartered, Citibank, whatever it may be, to avoid losing money on exchange rates. Because as we all know, exchange rates can be a killer. And it also helps you keep accounts for business, tax, and savings separate. Number 2 would be tax residency. And this is a big one. Most countries tax you based on where you live and where you earn. Know your tax home, whether it's a low base like Dubai, Singapore, or Portugal's NHR regime, and ultimately stay compliant. And then that brings me to number 3, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, very important. You need international health and income protection. A medical emergency abroad can wipe out months of earnings and some, so you want to make sure you've always got adequate protection in place. And life insurance would also come into that if you are traveling with your family, life being including critical illness, etc., etc. Number 4 would be having an emergency fund. And this is just traditional financial planning. Always hold 3 to 6 months of expenses in a stable currency like USD, GBP, Swiss francs, Aussie dollar, Singapore dollar, I'm just going off the top of my head here, so that you can relocate or handle crises quickly. And number 5 comes to long-term investing. Many nomads focus only on cash flow. But if you want true freedom, you need assets to grow while you travel. Stocks, ETFs, real estate, alternatives are all available through regulated offshore platforms, and they're really useful. So it's important that you speak to someone that has the expertise and the qualifications to help you with that. And also building a plan that moves with you. Because very often, digital nomads, they don't just stay in one place. They might be in Portugal one time, then they may be in Dubai or Thailand or Singapore. I've not met too many digital nomads here, but hey, I'm sure they exist. So the key to financial success as a nomad is portability. And how do you go about that? Well, first, you choose global online platforms for banking and investing. You work with advisors or banks who understand cross-border clients. You keep your investment currency hedged if your income and spending are in different currencies. And also, I guess, track everything with budgeting tools that work globally, like YNAB or Revolut Vaults. These are really useful tools. And remember, your lifestyle will evolve. You might not stay a nomad forever. You may find the love of your life and you're out there traveling, decide to go back to whoever's home country, start a family. So make sure you plan can transition smoothly and into residency or retirement later on. So I guess that pretty much covers what I wanted to talk about today. And, just to kind of wrap up, digital nomads are digital nomads because they love freedom. And I totally get that, it's, but without structure, that freedom can vanish. The moment something goes wrong, true independence isn't about how many countries you've visited. It's about how solid your financial foundation is while you do it. If you found this helpful, and I hope you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe for more videos. We talk on this channel about money, markets, global living, and, let me know in the comments. If you're a digital nomad, let me know where you're living right now and what's been your biggest financial challenges as a digital nomad. And if you need any assistance, drop us an email at info@expatmoneychat, hit the follow, hit the subscribe. Thank you for watching. Very much appreciated. Thank you.